Greetings! Another wonderful morning in Southern Oregon. It's cold, but it's not as cold as yesterday. As the title shows, I wanted to do this real brief video. It's right before work, and that's why I'm in my car. I'm at work. Evil, a lot of people don't understand, and I know that people who really want to find God and goodness, they will find it. It might take like a whole lifetime, even without the Roy Master's meditation exercise. But it is the be still that is referred to in the Bible. It's real simple, just to focus your attention to your hands in the center of your forehead and your eyelids, where you can see the inner light, which is the Holy Spirit. There's an actual luminescence in your body that will direct us in all wordless ways, just as a guide. It's an inner, I call it the inner, it's the conscience. It's the silent partner, I call it. And but a lot of people misunderstand. They confuse the conscience, with the words in their head that sound good, and that's the intellect, and that's wrapped up in good and bad. And it comes from the original fall in the garden because they were tempted, Adam and Eve, to fall to the knowledge of good and evil. So that's what happens. It plays good and evil in our head. So a lot of people, even like I know local people here in Southern Oregon who, since Roy has passed away, unfortunately, too soon, that they follow a false conscience because it's so clear, and a lot of them, like they judge me. They think I'm some kind of, I don't know what. It's weird, because I got along well with Roy, and he's saved my life, my spiritual life, as so many, just by being honest. One of the few people that I know that were that way. And so they confuse it with the real conscience, because it tells them excuses. And I mean, it works on me too every day, like anybody of good. But you have to differentiate between the light, the silent light, which it will give you visions, it will give you ideas, but it's not connected to words and thoughts. Then when it gets connected to words or thoughts in your head, or like you're talking to somebody, or you're repeating a conversation you had, or you're talking to yourself, that's all evil. It's evil acting like good, or even when we talk to ourselves, that's really using it, and it's really dangerous. You can notice that when the conscience just will show you in an instant, you right and wrong, or give you an instant idea of what you did wrong, or you see something good. And then if you really are aware, if you're watching yourself, your soul watching your mind, you'll see that the mind, the intellect, the evil in the mind, it's not really the mind, it's the evil in us that uses our mind, and it will convert it instantly into words. It'll say it in our head, because it's trying to rob the glory of the light, of the actual presence of goodness. The time that it gets turned into words is like now, like I'm talking, it's flowing out of me. I didn't pre-think it. I didn't go along with it before I was speaking. That's why it's so dangerous. And Jesus warned not to think about things, not to worry, not to think about what we're going to eat, what we're going to say. We should never prepare what we're going to say. That's why when you see like Trump reading, or any politician reading a script, that's evil. It is. I'm sorry, it is. That's disobeying Jesus to let the Spirit, they're preempting the Spirit of goodness speaking through them, and it's because they're afraid they may say something too honest, maybe, and they have to prepare, and it's all a bunch of garbage. And these people, a lot of people, they're being fooled by that intellect, by the evil in our minds, that they can't see obvious things, that when it's revealed to them, when people of caring and concern, and they show still pictures and they show the reality of the what products in the body, and millions of people passing away, and way over death rates, and turbo cancers that are just they've never seen before. You've got athletes dropping dead. There's video, there's evidence, there's eyewitness, there's huge proofs by Dr. Makis, by many doctors, that this is a bio agent that is mass murdering, genociding people. And yet you have people like Trump still calling it a lifesaver. And then you have these supposedly conservative just going along with them like it doesn't matter. That's the evil in the intellect, talking to them like making excuses that somehow he's going to do something about it. And meantime, millions of people have died and he's still calling them lifesavers. That is pure evil. And it's the evil in people's minds that excuses it all. So you have to separate from that evil. You got to recognize it. If you don't recognize it, it's going to continue to run you down the wrong path. And then when the shock and awe happens by the beast who is the gentleman, Trump, because there's a lot of evidence, and again, it's the evil in the minds that dismisses it and calls people like me wacko. But if you really look at still pics of that fake shooting, there's no blood dripping down. Ears bleed a lot. It would have dripped down all over his shirt. It's all stuck right there. It's obviously fake blood. There's hardly any scar at all. They made a little mark here. His doctor said it was a 2-centimeter wound. That's about 3/4 of an inch. There's nothing there. I mean, even the day of the incident, you can see still pics. There's just a bunch of supposedly clotted blood. Blood doesn't clot that fast, people. I mean, this is like obvious stuff. You can see it. You can see it from the still pics. You can see it from his continued lies where he goes like this. And you could see a still pic. There's nothing on his hand, and he's telling audiences there was blood all over the place. There was blood all over my hand. He's reading a script about it, and because they know that there should have been, they're taking you guys for idiots. Like, really? Just look at the facts. I'm going to provide them here in the description. My God, you've got to separate from the evil in the mind. It's lying to you, and it's doing it so you can remain a coward and not stand up and not lose any friends, and that's called love of the world. Please don't do that, because we're coming to the end. There's going to be 3. We're well into Revelation. It's almost halfway through. You've got to have more courage and separation from the evil in the mind. Okay, thanks a lot, and have a great day or evening if you're seeing this in the evening.